Hello everyone, this is Dalster and welcome back to another video. If you're new, welcome to my channel. I do a lot of videos about store closings, abandoned places, mostly in Orange County, California, episode reviews for documentaries, holiday decoration hunts, and other things that look interesting to talk about or look at. So I wanted to do a video talking about 2024 and remember it before we close the year and go to 2025. It has been a crazy year with some ups and some downs. I'm not going to mention all the negatives since it's pretty personal for this video, but I will talk about some of it. Not only that, but talk about the fun things that happened this year and how this channel has really gotten bigger. This year was definitely fun, seeing and talking to new people. To be honest, I forgot what a social life was until I started exploring and talking to others. I collabed with Resultati on the mental health talks, which I plan to bring back before the end of the year or January. I missed doing the mental health talks, but had to stop doing them in order to focus on finishing the Dark Side of the Ring episode reviews. I was able to go to all the malls in Orange County, California, but still need one more. It was a great adventure, but a lot of walking and a lot of sweat. Surprisingly, I never went to the outlets at San Clemente or the shops at Mission Viejo, nor have I ever gone to those cities. The areas were nice, but a little too fancy for me though. This year, I also got to go to Serge Tankian's coffee place and see the photographs taken by System of a Down's photographer Greg Waterman, as well as seeing System of a Down's bassist, Shavo, which was a shock. Even though I was not able to see the rest of the band, I finally got to meet a band member from one of my favorite bands. It was an awesome and unforgettable experience that I will never forget, but it was also a hassle. During that day, the Lakers, Dodgers, David Gilmour from Pink Floyd, and other music events were going on that same day, and the traffic was so awful. The Metro bus felt like being in a Tijuana bus, as it was so packed that some people were standing from the back of the Metro bus to the front of the Metro bus. Riding on the bus in Tijuana is way worse, but that ride on the Metro bus was very similar to it. It was a fun time going to the photography event, and I wish that I could have stayed longer, but I was so tired after a long trip that I took an Uber home and it was very pricey. I'm just glad that I got the chance to meet one of the band members from one of my favorite bands. Going to music events was also a fun time, as you could tell from my YouTube shorts or Instagram reels if you follow me there too. A majority of them were cover bands or tribute bands, but I did get to see some real artists or bands, such as Quiet Riot, Vixen, and Great White, even though some of the members of the bands have changed over the years. One of my favorite bands to watch out of all of them, even though everyone else was great by the way, were the Beatles tribute band, the Fab Four. I saw them at the OC Fair this year and it felt like an actual Beatles concert, full of fun and dancing. Even I danced, which is very rare for me. This year, I went to almost all of the Spirit Halloween stores all over Orange County, but I missed the Yorba Linda one. I think the buses stopped going around that area because this year a lot of the bus routes changed. Almost all of the stores are the same, yet the one in Fountain Valley had a lot of cool stuff in there. I was able to go to Disneyland a lot more this year, but at this point I'm all Disneyed out. Personally, if I were to pick which is better to go for the Christmas season, it would be Knott's. I don't know, something about Knott's during Christmas time makes it more festive and exciting than Disneyland for some reason. I don't know, it's hard to explain. This year, we also got to say goodbye to a lot of things, but for me, it was two of my family members. My cousin Tita, my nephew, who I never got to meet, passed away. My cousin had his leg amputated, but was unable to wake up from his coma. It was very hard because Tita was always liking my post on any social media site or app that he followed me in, and he seemed like a really nice guy. I wish that I could have had more time with him and get to know him more. But traveling can be such a hassle. A couple of days later, my nephew, who I think was a teenager, died of cancer. When I found out that my nephew died so young, it showed how important that I needed to take care of myself. Apparently, he was having pain, but never told his mom until it was too late. Life is very precious, but it can be a challenge every now and then, especially when some bad things come out of nowhere. We just have to take a deep breath or think how we can improve or keep your mind occupied if you don't want to think. When I did the Quiet on Set documentary, I was hoping that it would help change the way that child actors or former child actors were treated, and it unfortunately backfired in a lot of ways. Allegedly, the producers who worked behind the camera did not pay the people who were being interviewed for this documentary, causing some of the people to feel re-traumatized by talking about their past. A lot of weird stuff happened after the documentary aired, such as Drake Bell having a small comeback in the music community. He did a concert at Garden Grove a couple months ago where Alexa Nicholas was also there backstage. I didn't go because I thought it was a bad idea, considering Drake has some unanswered questions that people have accused him of. Don't get me wrong, I do feel awful for what happened to him when he was a teenager, but I think if he were to be truthful on the allegations, whether these allegations are true or not, he has nothing left to lose. Then there was the whole Alexa versus Adam McIntyre thing that I think ended her good image of her Eat Predators campaign. At the end of the day, those child actors, now adults, saw some very harsh things that no child should have to see or be exposed to, and it affected a majority of them for years. I was hoping it would end the cycle of abuse or all the nastiness going on in Hollywood, but it just ended up being exploitative to some of the people that were interviewed. To this day, I have some questions if this documentary really helped these former child stars, or did it lead back to square one again? Pretty sad that nothing good seemed to happen after this documentary came out, other than some of other child stars from other shows were also speaking out about their experience. It seemed like the producers of the documentary and the people that were directing it wanted an easy cash grab and not make a difference in helping former child stars. I do apologize if you guys think that I was using this documentary for clicks. I just wanted to bring awareness to something that needed change in the Hollywood industry. It is going to take a lot, but I don't think I'm the right person to do it, so we'll see what happens. 2024 also brought an end to a lot of the stores that we grew up with since childhood, or somewhere along the line. The 99 cents only stores all shut down so quickly that it was tough to see it go. A lot of us at one point might have shopped there for their own reasons. Mine was shopping for Halloween candy with my parents, or simply buying decorations for the holidays. Sucks that the young people or future kids will never get a chance to experience a 99-cent store or be able to afford things at such cheap prices. But we'll see how it goes. That's not all we lost, as Party City is about to go as well. By the end of February of 2025, all Party Cities will be gone. Party City was the one place that me and my family would go to for Halloween costumes during the elementary school days. So sad to see it gone, but I will be doing a special video dedicated to it next year. Lots of other stores might be closing for 2025, but there could be a chance for a revival as Toys R Us came back in a smaller way, but only at the Macy's stores. One of you guys commented that the Robinsons May logo was behind the Macy's sign, and I actually saw it in my video after receiving it, so thank you. Who knows what's going to happen in 2025 with all these store closures. This year also brought an end to some of the malls in Orange County. The Westminster Mall will be closing in 2025, and the Village at Orange is gone, except for the Walmart and some of the stores in the front side. I think at this point a lot of the malls will be disappearing and possibly be turning into apartments that people will not be able to afford. It's sad to see these malls go away though. Some good news though. Big Lots will be here for a while after a company had just bought it. This year also started off badly with someone who used to be a YouTuber but mostly goes on Twitch for money. They were very rude to me and mostly went on Twitch, begging people for money on car payments or money that they owe to the bank. It did get better as I have moved on and realized how ugly he really is because of his personality. I'm more than an issue. I have a job outside of YouTube while balancing this channel, and you're just on Twitch, being money greedy, asking your fans for money all the time. Glad I don't have to deal with that guy anymore and want to leave him for 2024. At the end of the day, I have you guys, and I want to say that you guys are all awesome. 2025, I plan to hopefully get some of those ideas that I have onto this channel. I also plan to lose weight and stay healthy. I've been wanting to lose weight for a long time, and since COVID-19, it has been very hard. In 2025, I hope to change that and lose a couple of pounds. Who knows, maybe I'll show my real face before hitting 1,000 subscribers. Before I close out the video, I want to acknowledge the people that we have lost this year and will always remember them for as long as we can. Rest in peace to Liam Payne, Jimmy Carter, Linda Lavin, Olivia Hussey, Paul Bamba, Dale Haddon, Greg Gumbel, Charles Shire, OG Mako, Hudson Joseph Meek, Alpha Anderson, Sophie Hediger, Beandre Boyson, Dominique Brown, Kelly Powers, Rey Mysterio Sr., Joe Jacobson, Michael Cole, actor, Nikki Giovanni, Mark Withers, Jose De La Torre, Diana Delano, Niels Aristrup, Medrick Burnett Jr., Bob Breyer, Earl Hollyman, Helen Gallagher, Barbara Taylor Bradford, Chuck Woolery, Andy Paley, Gene Rather, Colin Peterson, Song J. Rim, Lou Donaldson, Tony Todd, Candyman, Bobby Allison, Quincy Jones, Georgina Cooper, Paul Diano, Ron Ellie, Michael Newman, Mimi Hines, Fernando Valenzuela, Mitzi Gaynor, Gavin Creel, Drake Hoggestein, John Amos, Gina Rollins, Autumn Crittendon, Shannon Doherty, Richard Simmons, Dr. Ruth Westenheimer, Shelley Duvall, Shifty Shellshock, Donald Sutherland, Johnny Wachter, Grayson Murray, Morgan Spurlock, Charlie Collin, Dabney Coleman, Chance Perdomo, Barbara Rush, Jennifer Leake, Robin Bernard, Ann Whitfield, Toby Keith, Kenneth Mitchell, Chris Gauthier, Richard Lewis, Carl Weathers, Christian Oliver, Harry Johnson, Angus Mitchell, Glynis Johns, David Soul, Adan Canto, Alec Musser, Dexter Scott King, son of Martin Luther King Jr., Gary Graham, Isabel Thomas, Chita Rivera, Wayne Northrop, Richard Perry, Geoffrey Duell, Charles F. Dolan, Dick Parsons, Man Mahan Singh, Osamu Suzuki, Warren Red Upton, Ricky Henderson, Lorraine O'Grady, Lou Carneseca, Sylvia Panal, Fred Harris, Paul Thiel, Princess Yuriko, Roy Haynes, Terry Garr, Phil Lesh, Amir Abdur Rahim, Selma, Mothershed Ware, Ethel Kennedy, Sissy Houston, Frank Fritz, Pete Rose, Dikembe Mutombo, Chris Christopherson, John Ashton, Tito Jackson, Michaela Mabinti, D. Prince, Chad McQueen, Frankie Beverly, James Earl Jones, James Darren, Johnny Gaudreau, Leonard Riggio, Al Attles, Phil Donahue, Gina Rollins, Wally Amos, Juan Chichi Rodriguez, Erica Ash, John Mayall, Bob Newhart, Chang Pepe, Naomi Pomeroy, Jacob E. Jones, James B. Siking, Joe Bonsell, Robert Town, Rick Rubin, Orlando Cepeda, Martin Mole, Bill Cobbs, Willie Mays, Jerry West, Mark Ross, Larry Allen, Morgan Spurlock, Sam Rubin, Steve Albini, Bernard Hill, Suzanne Buckner, Duane Edie, Mandisa, Terry Anderson, Dickie Betts, Cole Brings Plenty, Louis Gossett Jr., M. Emmett Walsh, David Mixner, Eric Carmen, Akira Toriyama, Steve Lawrence, Melanie Safka, Luigi Gigi Riva, Mary West, Asahi, Virgil, Sika Anoa, Afa Anoa, The Wild Samoans, Aki Bono, Sid Vicious, Paul Vachon, Rachel Lillis, Dulce, Ken Page, and to all the others who had died in 2024, along with my cousin Tita Losia and my nephew. But thank you guys for all the fun and a great year. Let's make 2025 a better year if we can. And take care of yourself and everyone around you, and I'll do the same too, along with your mental health as well. Happy New Year, guys, and hello 2025. Bye, guys.